guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Millicent Musuo and you are watching another episode of Weekly Insights. Sure, it's been a ride. Weekly Insights started in the beginning of October, and today is the last episode of the month of October. So I think I have been sharing more of execution tips without realizing. I mean, we've spoken about vain efforts, and then last week we were talking about preparation time, and this week I want to close it with something that's going to challenge you. It's actually a question, and I want to ask you, what makes you stand out? What makes you stand out in your craft, right? And I want to take you through how you can invest in what makes you stand out. Each and every single one of us have the grace to keep going, and we all have the audience for our crafts. I think I stressed this throughout the episodes that I have been sharing with you guys. Yes, you know what you need to do. Yes, you executed it, or you probably launched, and maybe it's a business, or maybe it's a career, or maybe you started a YouTube channel and it feels like it's not going well, or it feels like things are slow, or people are not buying into whatever that you are selling or whatever service that you are rendering. And sometimes you get tempted to copy what other people are doing. You realize that the more you do that is the more you fail. But today I just want to share with you this tip that really works for me. And I think also I study a lot of people who inspire me, successful people who inspire me, and I realized the secret is that they invest in what makes them stand out. It's basically just to know your grace and be content with how you do things, and be content with that very thing that makes you stand out, and continue to invest in it, right? In our business, we are in the process of implementing a career app, and I've been doing research, and I realized that there are many other platforms that are out there. So many people are doing the same thing. And this got me to learn that, there is nothing new under the sun. Maybe some of you launched, or you know exactly what you need to do, but you are somehow discouraged because you see a lot of people are doing the same thing. And it looks like they're almost doing it the same way. But I can assure you, you have a unique execution for your own craft, because we can all do the same thing, but trust me, we are serving different audience. In my Joburg workshop this year in March, I gave an example with Woolies. We look at Pick n Pay, we look at Checkers, we look at ShopRite. These four organizations, they do the same thing. They are all retailer stores, but if you look at the market or the audience is different. They selling the same thing, but they're all thriving because the market and the audience is different, as well as their execution. So what makes them thrive is because they keep investing in what makes them stand out. If you were to define what makes Woolies stand out, is different, right, from what makes ShopRite stand out, no matter what. For ShopRite, audience keep going no matter what. Woolies audience keep going to buy no matter what. So the same thing apply even in our unique crafts. If you invest in what makes you stand out, you will definitely thrive, okay? Going back to our business, I was telling you that we're implementing an application, and I realized that a lot of people are doing the same thing. And actually someone called me to say, hey, I bought a newspaper, and I saw that there's someone implementing the same thing in Pretoria, and they are killing it this side. So I don't know what this means for you. But you know what? I was so happy to hear that, because more than anything, it validates our idea that it means this is really a solution. It means people really need this solution. So instead of you being discouraged, you need to draw inspiration to continue doing your own craft. And that's when you will be able to discover what is it that is going to make you stand out, right? I'll give an example with Zuzi app, right? I give an examples with technical stuff because I'm a technical girl, guys. I'm an IT girl. But anyway, when Zulzi came, they introduced themselves as a grocery store app. And we have applications like OneCart, right, in the market that we were using. But what made Zulzi stand out was the fact that they deliver your groceries within 15 minutes. I mean, who wants to wait? Sometimes maybe how I have been enjoying Zulzi app is sometimes I'll be cooking and I realize that, oops, we don't have onions. But I knew if I go to Woolies app, I will not get the onions I will not get the onions within 15 minutes. But with Zulzi, I knew that if I buy my onions or green pepper, I'm gonna get them within 15 minutes and I'll be able to cook. You see, that's what made it stand out. And a lot of people started downloading the app. And if I'm happy, obviously I'm gonna share. Hey, if you wanna get your things delivered quickly, here's a very convenient app. They do that for you, right? And then recently I realized that no, man, they no longer do that. It's now, I think they have a lot of customers, and I would ask the drivers as well, hey, what took you so long? I mean, we're not even gonna cook. There was a time I even said to them, you know what, just cancel the order. It doesn't matter anymore, because we opted to drive and go to the garage, right? So I think they also addressed it on their social media pages to explain what is going on and blah, 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 blah. So I'm not here to badmouth Zulzi. I love it. I still use it. I think I'm their number one customer, but I'm just referencing to their journey when just to make you understand what am I talking about when I say master what makes you stand out and invest in that. Without wasting any time, I have a few pointers that I'm going to share with you on how you can invest in what makes you stand out. First of all, you need to identify that. What makes you unique and what makes you valuable? Remember, we are not just executing, but we are executing things, visions, and goals that are in line with our purpose. So in order for you to know, how do I go about executing this business? Because we also shared on this very platform that purpose doesn't mean ministry or church. You can be called in the marketplace. You can be called in engineering sector, right? But in order for you to know, how do I go about, executing this? And what is it that God, you made it special? What is it that is valuable about this thing? There's so many engineers out there. There's so many entrepreneurs out there. There's so many content creators out there. But what is it that makes me so valuable? You're going to have to go back to God and He will show you. He will reveal it to you. So first step is to identify that, right? Point number 2, you study the behavior of the people who need what you need to offer. Remember, I said for every craft there is a dedicated audience. So you need to study their behavior. For example, which platforms those people use. If you want to invest in the marketing of your craft, are they more on TikTok? Are they more on Facebook? Are they more? But you need to study their behavior, because you know what makes you valuable. You know what makes you stand out. Now you want to understand the behavior of the audience. And point number 3, gain knowledge and equip yourself in that specific area. I said in the previous video, never stop reading. Once you know what you're supposed to be doing, you need to be selfish about even the content that you consume. Be so busy consuming what will help you stand out than wasting time on things that will not even help you achieve your vision, right? Number 4, invest your time and resources in that area. Let's say maybe in the context of business, and let's say you realize that, you know what, now the sales are coming in like in numbers, and we are not able to manage to stand out. Also give an example with the Zulzi app. So you would take the money that you get and maybe invest in resources that will come and make sure they pack groceries within 15 minutes, because there are so many apps that deliver groceries at whatever time. But what makes them stand out is that I can get it within 15 minutes. You see, we can be 5 people doing the same thing, but the fact that we're offering it and positioning it differently is what's going to keep your audience. The last one, think ahead to stay relevant. In our business, we're already thinking, we haven't launched the first version of the application. It's actually launching in the month of December, and we'll probably do pilot testing, and then we go live in Jan to the public. But we're already discussing version 2, because we know exactly what we're going to introduce. We've done our research. We know how much it's going to cost. We know how much it's going to bring us, and we know what is going to require from us. But now that we have time in our hands, we think about what's going to be version 2. I'll give an example with cell phones, the evolution of cell phones. When we had the first cell phone, well, when I was born, I was exposed to like Nokia, the old ones, right? If Nokia thought of what iPhone can offer us today, they would have stayed relevant in the marketplace. That's exactly how it works. Should you stop being relevant or investing in what makes you stand out, just know that you are applying to fail. So yeah, that's the message, or the last tip that I wanted to share in this episode, which is the last one for October. We have exciting topics coming up in the month of November. If you really enjoying these weekly insights, if they are helping you on your journey, you are more than welcome to subscribe and hit that notification bell, so that every single Monday when we upload, you will be the first one to know. Okay, as always, I'm gonna leave you with a verse from Ephesians chapter 6 verse 7 to 8. It says, serve wholeheartedly, as if you were serving the Lord, not people, because you know that the Lord will reward each one for whatever good they do, whether they are slave or free. So this is impossible to do if you are not operating with a spirit of serving, the attitude of saving. If you think about it like this, that I am doing this, I want this work, this craft to succeed because I'm doing it for the Lord. That way you will stay relevant. So as much as you study, you read, you listen to podcasts, you gain knowledge, you invest your time and resources, also the attitude must be in line with that. You need to know that you are doing it to actually serve God. You are not doing it to serve people, because people will test you and you're going to feel like they don't even deserve, the special thing that you are doing. But if you change your attitude and your mindset to say, I am doing this for God, God will always be worthy of you staying relevant in your craft, right? So that people that are meant to consume what you have to offer will always enjoy the benefits. So guys, thank you so much for watching today's episode. If you liked it, please do comment below, like and share with your friends. If you would like to receive email version of this message today, there is a link in the description box. Click and put on your details so that we can add you to the mailing list. I love you. Have a prosperous week.